Hey friends, I'm Steph from cheapskatecook.com and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to talk about going dairy-free and this one recipe that will change your life. So people go dairy-free for a lot of reasons. And sometimes it's for ethical reasons, sometimes it's for diet reasons. Sometimes, like in my case, I had kids who were not able to handle dairy. So when I was pregnant and when I was breastfeeding and when they were really little, there was very little dairy in our lives. And I wish that I had this recipe because years later, when I was dairy-free again for other reasons, then I found this recipe and it was everything that I wish that I had had back in those days. So I'm really curious if you've ever heard of cashew cream. It's one of those things where if you're in the vegan world, then you've probably heard of cashew cream, but if you are just starting out dairy-free and you're trying to figure out what you can eat instead, this could change your life. I'm not even kidding. It is the creamy, fatty, delicious thing that all of your favorite recipes are missing. When I had to go dairy-free years ago, I struggled with having a very small budget and really wanting to stay with natural and whole foods. Because the reality is there are a lot of dairy-free alternatives at the grocery stores, especially if you shop like specialty health food stores, but I wasn't comfortable with the ingredients that they used most of the time, and I was really not comfortable with the price tag attached, especially considering that they were ingredients that I would consider compromise ingredients. Now that's not true of all dairy-free alternatives, especially recently. There are a lot of really good brands out there, but I'm just saying for me, when I was going dairy-free, this is something that I struggled with. But cashew cream is made with real food. It's made with very simple ingredients that you can find at almost any grocery store, so you don't need to shop at a special health food store in order to get your creamy, fatty, delicious, dairy-ish fix. And it is very, very easy to make. If you can make a smoothie, you can make cashew cream. Because when you go dairy-free, we very quickly realize that a lot of the comfort food that we crave and that we love the most relies on dairy ingredients, and cashew cream has a lot of uses. It's a very versatile ingredient, but it's that creamy, fatty thing that a lot of our dairy-free foods are missing. And so I want to show you how to make it, what you can put in it to kind of use it in different ways, and hopefully this will just help encourage you and empower you to go dairy-free, to enjoy your food, probably save some money, and eat better along the way. Before we move on, if you like where this video is headed and you would like to see more ways to save money and eat healthy, go ahead and hit the like button and hit the subscribe. Okay, seriously, have you heard of cashew cream before? Because it took me way too long to find out about this. I was dairy-free several years ago, and then it wasn't until recently that I discovered this and I started using it, and so happy that I discovered it. So I'm really curious to find out. Have you ever heard of cashew cream, and have you ever tried it before? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to try the recipe for yourself, you can get the written recipe in the description below. Alright, in order to make this cashew cream, you will need cashews, you will need some kind of liquid. So if you're making this into a sweet thing, then I recommend almond milk. If this is going to be savory, you can use like unsweetened almond milk or vegetable broth, or even just water if that's all that you have. And then you will want some salt. First, you take the cashews and you toss them into a bowl and pour some water over them. If you have some extra time, I recommend that you let the cashews sit in the water overnight, or if you're short for time, you can boil the water first, pour it over the cashews, and then let them sit for just an hour before proceeding with this recipe. Alright, drain your cashews and then add them to your high-powered blender. We use a NutriBullet, but a Vitamix or a Blendtec, probably even a Ninja would work just fine. And then add the liquid, whatever you decided to use, and the salt, and then just blend it. for however long you think. I like to overblend rather than underblend so that we don't get any cashew chunks in it, but just blend it for a little while until it is creamy and thick and smooth and looks amazing. You can taste it and add any more salt if you think it needs more salt. And that's it. Pop it into a container, store it in the fridge, and you can also freeze it if you'd like, and then use it however you want. Now, there are plenty of recipes on the internet that specifically use cashew cream, but I want to just show you some very simple ways that you can take your cashew cream and add it to a couple of other ingredients and make something really delicious that's not like needing to learn a whole new recipe. So first, I want to encourage you to try making a dessert dip. So you can use this dessert dip for fruit, you can use it to dip like graham crackers or gluten-free crackers if that's what you're doing. You can also use it to top like chocolate muffins or chocolate cupcakes, so it's kind of a real food, healthy frosting. I'm not going to say that's going to fool anyone who's expecting regular frosting, but it is creamy and sweet and delicious, and it tastes awesome on the chocolate muffins. So in order to make the cashew cream dessert dip, I want you to take your cup of cashew cream, add a drizzle of maple syrup just to taste, so you can go ahead and stick your finger in there and you can taste it, use a spoon if you'd rather. Add a tiny little bit of vanilla extract. High quality vanilla extract tastes even better, but use what you have. And then if you want, you can add a pinch of sea salt and then stir everything together and put a cover on it and let the flavors meld in the fridge for a few hours. And then you can serve it with your cut fruit or little cookies or whatever you want. If you feel like you want some chocolate fruit dip, then just add a scoop of cocoa powder to that exact same combination. Taste it, adjust it if you need to, maybe add a little bit more maple syrup. Make it work for you, it's delicious. Also, if you're trying to avoid using any kind of like maple syrup or honey or something like that, when you make the cashew cream, so you haven't even blended it yet, it's still just cashews and almond milk, then add some medjool dates and blend it with that. So that will add the sweetness to your recipe, and then you won't need to add any maple syrup afterwards. If you are making something that's like lasagna or some kind of creamy pasta dish, instead of using ricotta cheese, you can actually use a little layer of cashew cream. Now, I'm not going to tell you that it tastes exactly like ricotta cheese, but what I will tell you is that it will add that creamy, fatty deliciousness that ricotta cheese does to your pasta dish. So quite often, if I'm trying to eat a very plant-based dinner and avoid dairy, and I'm making like lasagna for my family, I'll make a regular lasagna for those of us who are eating dairy. And then for me, I will just layer the pasta, or sometimes I'm using zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash or something, and the meat or the spinach or whatever kind of veggie combination I'm putting in there. I'll add a thin layer of cashew cream and then the spaghetti sauce, and then I'll just layer it just like lasagna. And then instead of topping it with some kind of melty cheese like we normally do for lasagna, I just put a layer of cashew cream on it and then a layer of spaghetti sauce, and that's it. I just leave it just that way and bake it. You can add a spoonful of the cashew cream to your spaghetti sauce and then mix it up with a bowl full of spaghetti, and then you have a delicious vegan pasta-based dinner that tastes like comfort food. You can also mix cashew cream with some spices to make like a veggie dip. So instead of using the typical mayonnaise and sour cream combination that we so often use in vegetable dip, just take your cashew cream, take a bunch of spices and stir it all up, and then let the flavors meld a little bit, and you've got vegetable dip that is dairy-free, it is vegan, and it's made of real food. And it's not hummus. I know hummus is a delicious plant-based dip that we rely on a lot when we're dealing with allergies or when we're trying to eat more like plant-based foods, but sometimes we get tired of it, and cashew cream just adds a nice alternative, especially if you're missing like ranch flavors, or you want to make like a chipotle flavored vegetable dip, something like that. Cashew cream is such a delicious real food alternative that is dairy-free, and I wish that I had known about it when I was fully dairy-free for all of those years. So hopefully this recipe will help you save a little money, eat better, and enjoy your dairy-free comfort food even more. I'm Steph from cheapskatecook.com. Thank you so much to Kitchen Stewardship for collaborating with us on this video. Don't forget to follow Kitchen Stewardship on YouTube for some fun videos about making real food, especially cooking with your children. And if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys again soon with more ways to save money and eat healthy. Everybody knows about? No. Kind of a frosting thing. I've done it. It's delicious. You can also use that. I wish that I follow Kitchen Stewardship for. Don't forget to follow Kitchen Stewardship, and I can't wait to talk with you again soon.